Hello, CVU. My name is Peter Booth. I am CVU's RISE coordinator, and I am here today to sort of kick off the RISE process for this year. Hopefully, I am up in all advisories and that all advisors and advisees can see and hear me okay. I keep looking over there because that's where I can see myself and see what I'm looking at or what you guys are looking at. So today kicks off RISE for the year. RISE, 10th through 12th graders, you all did it last year, so you have a pretty good sense or a very good sense of what RISE is. There'll be some tweaks and some different information you'll need to get from me right now. For 9th graders, I think a lot of you have already heard about RISE, but this will be your first sort of official bit of information about how RISE is going to work. So RISE occurs at the end of May. I think it's May 30th or 31st this year, and it takes over the last 2 weeks of our school year. So at the end of the last 2 weeks of school, all of our regular CVU classes that happen, those all end, and at that point, for the last 2 weeks, everyone in the building shifts gears into spending extended periods of time doing a deep dive into one or two topics that we hope are high interest learning experiences for you students. That is largely the point of today. Advisors, none of this is for you, although you're welcome to listen, but the one task I do have for you is to make sure you've got this sheet, one of these sheets for each of your students. If you don't have that yet, we're not going to need it for a few minutes, but if you want to scramble down, Jessamine has a bunch of these in the print shop, and you also have an email at the top of your inbox where you can print them off if you're nowhere near the print shop for yourself. So, back to students. The point of RISE is to being able to spend time doing a deep dive into areas that are not part of your regular high school experience. High school, I think for a lot of kids, sort of as you come out of 8th grade into 9th grade, a lot of people, the communication you get is like, hey, now it counts. Now grades are super important. You're building your resume. And in a lot of ways, that can begin, I believe, to feel like a grind where you sort of always have to be on and always accumulating scores that are going to be looked at by employers once you get out of high school or colleges you're applying to or whatever sort of the next piece of high school is. A lot of high school can feel like preparing for the next thing. RISE is the opposite of that. RISE is stopping, pausing, getting off of that sort of never-ending grind to just take some time and spend some time with peers and teachers diving into ideas and interests that we hope you share. So, that said, RISE is still school. It's not like, oh, school's over and now we're going to just play for 2 weeks. There's a whole range of things happening, but RISE is a graduation requirement, so all students have to do RISE. You can't sort of say, yeah, none of those things interest me, I don't want to do it. You need to do it. And that's what today is about, is determining if the things that teachers have put together are things that students are interested in. So in a minute, we're going to look at what teachers have put together and how you'll be giving us feedback. And I would encourage you to think about when you're looking at RISE sessions as not just like what are the things that I love. So like maybe you love soccer, but if there isn't a soccer RISE session, that doesn't mean like nothing in RISE is interesting to you. Sort of what are some things that you're curious about or you might be interested about or you've heard about or you've wondered about that would be a good use of you exploring for a couple weeks rather than just, well, if it's not soccer, I don't want to do it. Because first of all, there isn't a soccer session right now that I know of. And this is less about like doing the thing you love to do all the time for 2 weeks straight. It's about you exploring ideas and interests and things that you've been curious about and that might interest you at this point in your life or at some point in the future. So in a few minutes, you'll be getting a survey where you can give us feedback on the sessions that teachers have put together. To be really clear, if you're only kind of listening, like tune in right now. Today, you're not signing up for a RISE session. You're just giving feedback on the initial ideas that teachers have for RISE sessions. So if I have a RISE session that I've created and I think it's going to be awesome and it's all about coffee, let's say, and then it turns out that the survey that students do, no one's interested in my coffee session, then I need to think about what I'm going to do, because if students aren't interested in coffee the way I'm interested in coffee, that's not going to be a great RISE session. So today is the first step in you students being able to tell teachers, yes, the things you've created, these are things I'm interested in, or these aren't really things I'm interested in. Can we talk about finding something different? We'll be doing that in just a minute. Two more things I want to talk about for RISE. One is the independent learning experiences, which last year were called Independent Learning Seminar, but we've tweaked the name a little bit. It's Independent Learning Experience. Independent learning experiences are essentially what they sound like, which is a student choosing to dive into something individually on their own and then designing their own learning around that topic. This is only open to 10th, 11th, and 12th graders this year. 9th graders, you need to go through 1 year of teacher-led RISE sessions to get a sense of what RISE is, and then when you're in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, you'll have the independent learning experiences will be an option for you. And we absolutely want kids doing independent learning experiences. In fact, the school board, I think, is meeting like in the next couple of weeks, and having some sort of independent learning where you, the student, are developing the ideas and learning, that's going to be developing your own curriculum and learning experience. That's going to be a graduation requirement. And RISE is going to be one of the big ways that kids can meet that requirement, meet the expectation that you're able to develop your own learning experience. So we want kids doing ILEs, or independent learning experiences. That said, it's a challenge. That's why the school board wants you to do it, because it's not easy. It's a challenge. It's going to take some extra work on your part up front before RISE happens. You won't be able to just sort of wait till RISE starts and then begin working on it. You'll need to do some lead-up work to it. And there are some deadlines that you have to hit, because being able to learn independently hinges on sort of your executive function, your ability to check your email, to meet due dates, to hand things in on time. So some of the things you need to be able to do are, like I said a couple times, check your email, pay attention to the due dates, which I'm going to give you in just a minute. Not hitting a due date means that you're not able to do an independent learning experience. So even though lots of you are probably thinking, oh, blah, 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 Peter, this isn't all happening until May, June. I don't need to think about this. If you don't hit the due dates for independent learning experiences, you won't be able to do that experience in June. You won't be able to say, oh, it's April, I'm going to begin thinking about my independent learning experience. That thinking needs to begin to happen now. The first due date is December 20th, which is before winter break. So you're going to watch for an email that will come to you later on today or tomorrow, and the subject of that email in the subject line will be interested in doing a RISE ILE, question mark, question mark. When you see that subject line, if that's you and you're interested in that, you want to open that and read and get the first piece of information of what you need to do. You need to respond to that email by December 20th. So it comes today or tomorrow, which is December 6th and 7th, and you've got 2 weeks until December 20th to respond to that email, just expressing an interest in your in doing an independent learning experience. That's one piece. Another piece, another option, which and I should have checked with the Directions Center, but I'm 99% sure this is an option only for juniors, is to use the RISE time to execute a dual enrollment course at UVM or CCV or one of our other area college options. So every student in the state gets 2 credits they can use at a college, and CCV and UVM both offer courses that start a couple days before RISE and end a couple days after RISE, and RISE is a time that you can use for dual enrollment. You have to have completed your sophomore year to do dual enrollment, which means that only juniors and seniors can do it. And seniors, by the time we get to June of your senior year, probably you won't want to be doing a dual enrollment class. So I think this is going to be primarily an offering for juniors. And if that's interesting to you, you can talk to your guidance counselor down in the Directions Center about dual enrollment and how that's going to work with RISE this year. So RISE, not optional, graduation requirement, independent learning experiences for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, dual enrollment as an option for 11th graders, and that leads us to the RISE sessions. So hopefully you all have this piece of paper, which is a 2-sided list of every RISE session that teachers have begun to develop. I'm going to walk you through in just a minute. I'm going to walk you through the process that I'd like you to go through, either at the end of advisory, although we're down to only 10 minutes left, so maybe later on over the course of the next couple days. The process you should go through to give teachers feedback on their RISE sessions they developed. So, Gary, can we cut to split screen now? So here is my computer. And in your email, students, you just got an email with a link to this page. And on this link, on this page, you'll see it says click on the link below for your house and grade. So let's pretend that I am in Chittenden House and I am a 12th grader. So I'm going to click on this Chittenden grade 12 link. It might take a second or two for it to load because it's loading a whole bunch of images. But it should load pretty quickly. And what we have here is a survey, a Google form with every single RISE offering. Okay? On this piece of paper you have, right, which I have a copy of here, this two-sided paper, you've got every single listing that is offered for RISE sessions, again, in alphabetical order. So your task is, first, you're going to click where it says record my name, and then you're going to go through these, and this will take a while because there's, I think, 92 offerings. You're going to go through these and look at ones that interest you. So for example, if you think, oh, Architecture 101, that's interesting to me, you're going to click right here saying, I'm interested in this course. And then over on this paper, it says Architecture 101. Just put an X here as an indication to yourself that's one of the boxes you checked on the computer screen. So you'll go through these and, oh, boater safety and skills, that interests me, so I'll check that one. I'll find boater safety here. That interests me. And then I'm going to continue reading all of these. Oh, track meet with little kids. That sounds awesome. CVSD track meet. So I'll go down here, find that. And you're going to just go through this and click on sessions that interest you. And then click, make a mark here for yourself so you know which ones you clicked on. Okay, so I'm going to click on two more. This one is Empower Her, about business for women, and then Exploring Vermont's Nature. So where is it? Exploring Vermont's Nature. Here it is. So you'll do this on both sides of the paper and continue to scroll through this. And then when you're done with this, and you've gone through all of them, like I said, it's going to take a while, read through all of these and then click Next. On the next section, you're going to take these things here and decide which of these things here, and decide which of these you're most interested in. So if I decide that the CVSD 4th grade track meet, that's what I'm most interested in, then under first choice, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to scroll down to CVSD track meet and choose that as my first option. So that was number 1 for me. I did that one. And then my second most interesting thing to me is the documenting RISE. So for second choice, I'm going to choose documenting RISE. And then for my third choice, I'm going to choose the architecture one. And for my fourth choice, I will choose boater safety. And my final choice, I will choose Empower Her. So those are my 5 choices, my 5 top things. You may have more than 5 on here. You may have chosen like 7 or 8. You need to narrow those down to the 5 that you're most interested in. And again, this is, you're not signing up, you're just giving us feedback saying, here, of all these offerings, here are the 5 I'm most interested in, and here's the order of my how I'm interested, 1 through 5. Once you're done with that, you're going to click on Next. And that will take you to a list of, these are all suggestions from students last year of things they think would be cool for RISE sessions. But teachers, I can tell you now, teachers have not selected any of these as sessions they've developed. So you might go through here and say, oh, basic car repair, that sounds awesome. I want that one. And I'm really interested in electrical wiring. And I'm interested in marketing. And you may choose 3, you may choose 5, you may choose 1, you may choose none. So things you're interested in there. And then the last thing is other ideas. So I wish that there was a session about Pokemon card collecting and games. So that's just a suggestion for teachers. Then I'll hit submit, and boom shakalaka, we're done. So You can come back to me now, Gary. So that's the process. And as you saw, that's a pretty long list. There's like I said, I think 90 or 92 choices on here. And we've only got 5 minutes left of advisory. I can't emphasize enough. I get that you get a ton of emails. I get that you're asked to fill out surveys and feedback and all of that. But this is not for teachers. This is for you. This is for you to help teachers develop sessions that you're interested in. So if you don't fill this survey out, no one's going to come and yell at you. You won't get in trouble. But that said, you've given no input into what RISE will look like this year, and that's going to be a real missed opportunity for you. This is a time for you to help make RISE be what you want it to be. I believe that is all I have. If you have questions, my name again is Peter Booth. My email is pbooth@cvsdvt.org. Feel free to email me. I pretty much live in room 120, and you are welcome to pop in there. If you have questions about the independent learning experiences, watch for an email later today, maybe tomorrow. I have a busy day today, with information on that. And I think that is it. Thank you, CVU. Excited to talk with all of you and see your survey feedback. Have an amazing rest of your day.